Hey, this is Dave with Tech Draw, and we are here for our third installment of Drinks on Fifth. We're at Fifth Street Ribs and Blues today because our friends at Waterhaven locked the doors about a week and a half ago. So we're a roving band of Drinks on Fifth crew is here at what we like to call Vitamin Q. So this will be our new home for a minute. We're here with Sig Mosley. And Sig is the unofficial godfather of Atlanta technology investing for those of you who don't know. So we're going to spend a couple minutes talking with Sig about his role over the last 20 years in this town and technology investing. All right, so I think, Sig, what everybody wants to know is you're coming up in retirement, although retirement isn't really kind of what you're talking about. You're just talking about stopping new deals in the top of the funnel, right?
That right. Anything but retirement. But come August 1, we will not do any more new deals. Now, the way that we define that is, if I have a term sheet signed by August 1, we will honor that commitment. But if there's no term sheet on August 1, then there won't be a term sheet coming.
Cool. And then, so the funny thing is, I was looking at the news I guess yesterday, and this e-rollover, right? We were all set to talk about the historical aspects of Imlay investments and some semi-disputed, I guess, press reports about $1 million going into e-rollover.
Right, yeah, there was some miscommunication somewhere about that. The amount that were actually raised by e-rollover were less than $1 million, and we only had a tiny piece of it. There were a number of angels who came together to invest in e-rollover. So somewhere there were some misinterpretation of what that was. We normally would never put $1 million in a deal, particularly by ourselves up front. So we love to have co-investors around the table.
So you'll stop kind of doing new deals, and how many, like for example, how many term sheets do you have out right now? How many do you expect to do in the next 16 days?
I actually have 2 term sheets out. One I don't believe will get funded because it's been out for a while. One will. We are very close to wrapping that up. I have at least 1 more I know of that will be sent out, and possibly 1 or 2 more.
Give us a sense of what the average size of your deals over that time period from 1990 until now.
It varies really by deal. They really can be anywhere from, say, 500,000 up to, we like to do no more than $1 million in a deal, but we have had deals where we have gotten over $2 million in it, but those are very rare.
And that's on a per round basis, or is that in a sum total investment?
Sum total investment. $1 million is where we like to kind of cap it if we can on any one deal. But you know, we also recognize that there are some deals that we have to do more in.
And so in kind of today's world, in the open source market, there's a bunch of conversation around, you know, this $150,000 number, that it's not as expensive to build technology as it was 7 or 8 years ago. Is there a scenario in your estimation where somebody could take $100,000 or $150,000 and take something off a prototype or at least a good demo and get it to customers?
Well, I think you could probably do it for more like $250,000 to maybe $400,000. But also remember, while it's cheaper to build technology today, it costs more in the long run to build the business because of the change in the model to the SaaS model, that you are billing everything on a monthly basis or quarterly. And so the subscription model takes longer to build up that cash flow model versus getting, you know, $100,000 for a site license for enterprise software.
Sure. So yeah, in the days of, I think of Peachtree software, right? I mean, right. There's a big revenue bump when you ship the new version of accounting 8.0, not necessarily the same scenario on a monthly license basis.
Right, and just like you look at MSA, we used to sell enterprise software deals for up to $1 million a pop. And so, you know, to get $1 million in cash at one point is great, but now you're doing it under the SaaS model and you're getting like maybe $2,500 a month, so it takes a while to build up the number of customers to get you back to cash flow.
Interesting. So cheaper technology, but more expensive to scale.
Right.
And what, in general, we think about these small deals, you know, you say 250 to 400. Interested in what your kind of concept or opinion is on the full-on like sub $20,000 incubators, whether that be the West Coast version, Y Combinator, or you know, locally the Shopwood Ventures guys have tried some of that. What is that just literally designed to pull kids out of dorm rooms and get big bang ideas down, or how does that fit into the ecosystem?
No, actually it's designed to help entrepreneurs figure out whether or not they have a valid ideal or not, and to help some of the investors take a look at the ideal and get a better feel for what the potential are. And then, you know, you can do it for 25,000 or whatever, but then you still got to have more money to go out and market it and so on. But you can get some sense of how it is going to go.
And that's a relatively new phenomenon. Have you kind of joined on any of those type of scenarios where someone's proved a case at Techstars or Y Combinator or Shopwood Ventures? And
well, I have looked at one or two of the Shopwood Venture Company, and then they also are another little fund here in town called Profounder that I'm an investor in that does something very similar, but they don't have a physical location. They actually just work with entrepreneurs trying to build a company, and they'll put in 25,000 to get an idea of where it's going to go.
Almost more mentorship type thing as opposed to a come sit in my office type deal.
Right, yeah.
Cool. So in the history, kind of 1990 to 2010, who would you characterize as the kingmakers, as the superstar investments that you guys kind of really banked on that let you not hit a you know, 750 percentage?
Yeah, well, I think you look at ISS, Internet Security, with Tom Noonan and Chris Klaus. That was one of our very early real success stories. You know, we had Witness software here in town with Dave Gould, and both Tom and Dave are former ex-MSAers, so we knew them well. And then the one that is really the home run that we hit was a little company called TradeX that was in the marketplace software business, and we just happened to be in the right place at the right time on that deal.
Interesting. So, and when did that go out, and what was the?
We sold that company in December of '99, and we closed it in March of 2000, just before the bubble crashed. And we were able to get out of that deal at a very good price.
That was one of the good shots. What on the converse side, were there ones that you just looked like they should be huge winners and just kind of didn't ever go anywhere for market reasons or for other things beyond your control?
Oh yeah, you had market changer. We had another company called eTour that at the same time that we sold TradeX for a real good amount. eTour, because of the dot-com crash, basically went down to a very low price, and it because of market condition changes. Nothing to do with the company, but the market changed and their market kind of went away.